Hi, Global Open Discussions, part 3. I've just done my school run. I'm back down here at church. Again, not quite gone to plan. But tomorrow, I've just spoke with a lovely lady at the museum. The ground's open anyway, so at least we can have a little closer look. So first thing I'm going to show you, as I swing camera around, there's some information on here and that, a bit of history and things. Obviously, the more information the better. So let's just have a look. So I'm on, this is that south as we're looking now. And obviously there's some really old graves and things. But we're going to have to walk up that way in a minute. So we'll just go round to west there. And it's lovely and that. And actually getting up close, I mean, it's hard really, but I mean, if you look at these, you know, stonemasonry on here and that, I mean, look at it. Again, when you get an edge on the brickwork or stonework and things like that, or on corners, that's called a Harris. That's where your plumb line, you know, that's a Harris. This is a Harris. I mean, look at it. Obviously, there's erosion. It's a 11th to 12th century church, chapel, and see if we can get there's gargoyle things and that, and you know, you've got these stained glass windows here, and it's too much to take in. Just going to pan around a bit. I mean, you can see it's heavily eroded on here, because obviously we only get a west wind. They are quite turbulent, and it really, when it's a nice day like it is now, it's a nice day. But believe me, it can be cold and really nasty and that. But I don't know if you can see that. See if I can zoom in. You know, these are like some gargoyles. Like masonry is just, it's just second to none. Fantastic. Oh, look at this. It's a hell of a build. I mean, it's one hell of a bit. It's enormous. It's absolutely enormous. I mean, look at the door and that. You know, look at that intricate working of that. You know, carving in woods. So we're going to walk. This is the main big door, and again a masterpiece. But check this out. I'm just going to have to stand back because it's too big. But just look at the size of that for a window. And that's all stained glass. Look at that. Just look at that. Beautiful day again. Just unfortunately I missed bells ringing. That 4 bells. It's 4:05. I do believe, I think it is Reverend Richard, the minister. Just get some of these, get in here onto these and that. I mean, there's even little tiny face figures on each one of these and that. There's little tiny face figures. More like scary gargoyle, gremlin type things and that. I'm not sure it actually, whether it was to ward evil off or I don't know. This is what I'll be looking into and asking. Obviously, I like asking questions, but I mean, look, just check these out. Look. Obviously, that one, some are heavily eroded. You got that. I don't know who they are. If they are an actual person or what, but yeah, pretty fantastic. So what I'm going to do is now, this is obviously west side. Sun's absolutely beautiful today again. Still got my coat on though, because I like it like really hot. And Probably too much Mediterranean in my blood. But yeah, let's check. There's out there, if you can see it, y'all. It just goes on and on and on and on. You see, no, I feel like it's making me dizzy when I look up. It's like, alright, so we're gonna now. This is the south side, and obviously it's the full stretch of the church in that. Wow, I didn't see that one. Just have a look at this. You see that? It's not like a, I don't know, like a animal's body or something. Thing like strange. Look at that. That. Oh yeah, Sundial. That was Sundial. Obviously we've been closed up last night. Probably running a bit fast when it looks, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a bit too late. I come at 7 o'clock last night, but what I could see, I mean, these things there and stuff and that. These, obviously, at some stage, or you know, this. There was obviously something else there that's added in after. I mean, obviously, if you would have been around 1200 years and still standing, there's going to be quite a fair few modifications than that. So anyway, wow. Like these arches here, these there's obviously been some other construction prior to this, what we're seeing now to present day. I mean, these are what you call a buttress, and you know, to keep its strength in integrity into building. And I assume that's some kind of stone tomb grave or something like that. More to look into, more. There's that much. It's just mind-boggling. But look, you can see, like, if you look, that arch here, I think these buttresses, they've been added in at some other point or some other time or something like that. Because there's arch there, and obviously got, this is more modern. Well, it's a breather pipe or something for drainage and that coming off at, there's like a balcony that comes out the door. More arches, I mean, look at the back of this, look. It's just mind-blowing. But you can obviously see if that is like stuck, and there's another here, you can see that it's been stuck, the buttress, through these arches. They've been blocked up. There must have been windows or some stage or something. Ground's lower, so I'll find out more when I get into a museum, and then you know, there's more here. It just goes on and on and on and on. More intricate workings and things. I don't know what this door is here. There's more. I mean, you can see. I mean, that's old, but this is more modern, and you can tell with stonework here. These have been replaced, obviously through time, because they've been badly damaged and weathered and things. And like these, the fluting on them, they've weathered, and these. I mean, it's 1200 year old, or roundabouts 1200 year old, this building. And but yeah, you can see, I'm just going to keep walking around now while we're here to East End, which we're normally on churches and chapels and that. The East End is where the altar would be. And you know, that's where you'd have your services and things like that. There's more arches. There must have been doorways, because I'll swing back there. More doorways. This will have been a doorway or something, but it just seems, I don't know, it's a bit lower compared to such as that. We've got this handsome chap here. almost looks Norman, maybe a bit Norman-y looking, like maybe a bishop type looking chap. Maybe this is a female figure of the church, like maybe a nun or something like that. But definitely, you know, it's old. It's old because once upon a time this was, and yeah, that's heavily eroded. He obviously had a beard. What I did find out, with a little brief chat with lovely lady and that at the museum. Unfortunately, I missed it by half hour. But I am going tomorrow. I booked an appointment to speak with a chap who works there, who's one of the main historians about it. What's this here? Look, check this out. Line of you can see this, look, with shadows on the other. Yeah, it's rather nice. There's also this. Try and get out of the shadow a bit. You know. Bridlington private church. You know, there's various wild plants and insects, species. There's lots to see. There's lots to see. But I don't know if I can, but it is a place of rest. I believe in respect. But I don't know if but this is obviously east side. I'll risk it for a biscuit and bitter. It does me heady. But yeah, I'm now on the east side of the building, so this has got to be all. I mean, look, this needs to come out really, because it don't do it any good, and that. You know, it'll break out motor joints, erode stones and things. Oh God, more rubbish. But I mean, look at some of these. I mean, these. Remember, 1793 or something like that. He's 70. Some beautiful things like crap. See, I actually got around to this side yet. So it was awkward last night. Obviously, it's been short, but look, you know, just another on East End. This obviously must be altar part here. Then definitely must be. There's some great chunky buttresses here. They're huge. They're huge. You see, buttresses, what they usually do is I think they came. I could be wrong. Wow, look at that. The sun's shining through, look at that. It's some kind of king or something, and that. It's like beam of light obviously coming through from somewhere, and it's lighting that state. This is why I'd like to get inside and have a proper look at it and things. Because it's just, I can't stress it how beautiful the building it is, and buildings and things like that. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but it's something worth to see and things like that, isn't it? That sun's, like I say, I'm not knocking it. If it wasn't for the wind, it'd be a lot better. I probably won't have my coat on. It's just a bit cold still for me and that, but it's nice when you're on the south side. I mean, look, it's a masterpiece, look, get that. Just look at that. There's like 4 towers and that, I'm not sure what they are, like I said on the last video. Because there's other bits in and that as well, but I don't know if there's something, I don't know. I'm not a religious fanatical person, but I do believe in what I believe in, and I believe in, you know, things and that. I do go to church. I'll be going later to Emmanuel Church, because that's another church that we're going to look into. It's a lot newer building, but there's a really, really tragic story to it. And unfortunately, it got burnt to ground, the original church, which is called Emmanuel Church. And there's a very, very lovely chap. And he's called Reverend Richard. And believe it or not, he's the Reverend Richard here. There's 2 Richards, but this is north side of town, and the other one is the south side of town, where I used to live before we moved to the north side. But quite a tragic tale, what happened to church, and he got absolutely razed it to ground, burnt to ground, which is, for me, I find it rather devastating. Because it was a lovely building, but I can get pictures and things of the original church, but obviously what I can get live now, you know, like this day and time and that and film, it's more modern. Because obviously they rebuilt it, but still, it's a church, and it's a place where people can go. And on a Thursdays, what we do is we have fun and games, and Reverend Richard tells the kids a story, and we have something to eat, and we just do it as a community thing. And we help one another, and we discuss things. Because that's what it's about, isn't it, you see? Global open discussions. We should be able to discuss anything globally. We aren't falling out. But that's my views on it anyway. So I'm going to wrap it up at this. Because my head's just spinning round, because I don't know where to look next. It's just, I'm going to get my paints out. I'm going to sit over here on it days on this bit of grass here. Look, it's just, there's a bench and things, you can go and sit here, and I'm going to set my easel up and I'm going to paint it. So I'm going to paint sections of it and do a full painting, because it's that blooming big, it's just enormous. Museum will have all information. I'll be able to find out dimensions, dates, how high, how tall, you know, how it constructed, what modifications, as much as I can possibly find out, because that's what I do, innit? Because it keeps me busy, and I like it. So anyway, on that number, eyes open, be safe, because truth's out there. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and smash that like button. Get your answers in comments, because I really do appreciate your opinions, and because it matters to me. But yeah, just again, another part of perfection, and worth a look at.